Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Alton West. Today I will have guests on that will be talking about the upcoming Sweet Land of Liberty Parade, and also I'll have on City Manager Tom Hall. But before we get started, let me just say, in observance of the July 4th holiday, City Hall will be closed Monday, July the 4th, and reopen on Tuesday, July the 5th. From all of us here at Channel 19, we would like to wish everyone a very happy and safe holiday. Here are the birthdays for this week. Houston Austin, Mark Bland, Michael Barton, Andy Kuhn, Joseph Phillips, our very own Philip Sledge, and Jesse Lester. We say happy birthday, city employees. Now stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be right back to start the show.
Hi, welcome to Whitetail Ridge Campground. My name is Dan. This is my wife, Christy. We are the smallest and most quaint campground on West Point Lake. We have 58 campsites here. All of our campsites have water and electric. We have shower houses that are nice and clean. We have laundry services. We have the best view of West Point Lake anywhere on this lake. On 4th of July weekend, off of our shoreline, you can see the best view of the fireworks from anywhere on the lake. And as you can see here, we've got life jackets that we loan out to all our guests, and all you have to do is bring ID up here. And we'd like to see everybody come here to Whitetail Ridge Campground and visit us.
Welcome back to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Today I have on the co-chair and the chairman of the Sweet Land of Liberty Parade, Jenna McClendon and Kelly Holly. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Sweet Land of Liberty Parade, this is the 27th year, if I'm correct, Jenna, is that right?
That is correct, yes.
Oh my goodness, the time just rolls right on by. And this year you had the honor of kind of pulling together the Sweet Land of Liberty Parade, is that correct?
That is. Mm-hmm.
Talk about your experience thus far.
It's been a wonderful experience. I've had a lot of help throughout the community, as well as including the Board of Education with the Troup County School System. We select several Pat on the Back award winners from the elementary schools, as well as our senior award winners from the high schools. It's like I said, it's been a great experience. I've got a committee of 5 others that have been a huge help, so it's been great.
Well, good, good. I can remember back, I think it was year before last, when I was selected as the Grand Marshal. We're going to talk about the Grand Marshals for this year's parade, and that was quite an honor for me. I think it was Kelly. No, not Kelly. Katie. That's
Harrelson.
Right. Katie Harrelson. Very good. Yes. Now let me ask you a question, Kelly. You are the granddaughter to the late Annette Boyd and Jim Boyd. What is it like for you to be the granddaughter to see the legacy of your grandmother continue to live out through the Sweet Land of Liberty Parade?
Oh, it's kind of amazing just to see everything has progressed and how everything's just been planned out, and it's been an honor. So.
Absolutely. Well, I had an opportunity to work with Annette during the Gardner Newman Middle School fundraising event. Outstanding lady, outstanding. So I know that you're extremely proud to be a granddaughter.
I am.
And I think when the parades were organized, we were talking before we came on, you were like, what, 5 months old, is that correct?
Something like that. I was very little. Okay. I don't think I could walk yet.
Okay. So how many parades have you participated in, Kelly?
I have, I participated up until they were Grand Marshals. So I guess I was probably like 20 then. And then I've just kind of volunteered. I volunteered last year and then this year. So I pretty much have done all of them.
Okay, so. Well, very good. And Jen, I know that each year the parades have a theme. This year, what is the theme for the parade?
This year's theme is Splish Splash in America. So, the participants are encouraged to bring some sort of float, or if it's just a bicycle, and they usually decorate it to go with the theme. So, Splish Splash in America, and it's been awfully hot lately, so it's the best theme yet.
Absolutely. Splish Splash. Yeah. Hopefully someone have a bathtub.
We need water, yes.
Right, that's right. Because I'm sure it's probably going to be pretty hot, because I remember back the day that I was out there, it was pretty hot. Now, we talked a little bit about entries. Talk a little bit about what kids can do. I think is non-motorized, correct?
Non-motorized, yes. Your bicycles, wagons. If you are riding a bicycle, we want all the kids to wear their helmets. So, you know, nothing major. You know, again, it's steered and it's geared for the youth, 19 and under. So,
Okay.
you know, we don't expect any of these huge motorized floats to show up. It's just, it's a real simple parade and to honor the youth of LaGrange.
That's right. Okay, Sweet Lane. You know, let me ask you, Jenna. You say Kelly, you've been involved since the beginning. What is your role in kind of helping pull together as a co-chair?
Well, I've been kind of, I'm in charge of doing the showmobile, decorating it, and getting all the stuff together for that. And then, you know, I've just been kind of helping her with whatever she needs to have done, just getting little things, and we've just been working together. It's been a great experience. So
Okay.
I really enjoyed it.
You know, talking about those little things, there's a lot of times those small behind-the-scene things that get done that, you know, really pull everything together and kind of solidifies everything. So I'm sure Jenna's very happy to have you as the co-chair.
Yes.
Now, you mentioned about the Board of Education a moment ago, Jenna. Are there other partners or sponsors that you like to mention?
Well, our actual sponsor is the Tripp County Parks and Recreation, and that's where we want everyone to, the registration forms are located there. It is free of charge. There's no, participation is free. So yeah, if it wasn't for the Tripp County Parks and Rec, we certainly wouldn't be able to have the parade. So they've been extremely helpful with everything.
Well, very good, very good. Now, we talked about it's for the youth, ages 19 and younger, non-motorized. Now, where will the staging take place this year for the parade to begin?
It's going to be downtown LaGrange in front of the Mansewers building.
Okay.
That's where the showmobile will be set up.
Okay, all right.
And the ceremony begins at 10 a.m. July 4th that morning, with the parade following immediately afterwards.
Okay, very good. And July 4th this year falls on a Monday.
It
so
does.
Not on the weekend. So they'll be staging, the showmobile will be set up down in front of the Mansewers building. And then I think there's going to be some judging that will take place too earlier that morning. Talk about that for
Yes,
us.
we want all the participants of the parade to meet at Boyd Park by 9 a.m. Judging will begin promptly at 9:30. And then we do have awards that will be given. We've got a grand prize, which they will receive $300.
Whoa.
The first prize is $200, second $150, and third $100.
Okay. And what are those categories that they'll be judged on, Jen?
Creativity is
Okay.
mainly, and you know, we encourage the youth to design the entries, not the parents.
Okay. But can parents just help out a little bit?
Yes, they can have parents'
Just
guidance.
okay,
Yes, that's
guidance.
fine.
All right. So again, they'll be staging down at Boyd Park at 9:30, and that's when the judging will begin.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Then, you know, after the judging, and then they'll come down to the Mansewers building where the stage will be set up, and that's where the Grand Marshals will be honored. Talk about who the Grand Marshals will be for this year.
This year's Grand Marshals are Judy and Jim Neighbors, and they will be honored at the ceremony downtown, as well as our senior award winners.
Okay, all right. And talk about how are the Grand Marshals selected for the parade?
Well, throughout the year, we have several people call in and nominate individuals throughout the community. Jim and Judy have been involved with the Miss Tripp County pageant for over 30 years now. So they were honestly, you know, they were nominated by several members or several people throughout the community, and they were the best fit for a parade for the youth.
That's right. And I've had the opportunity to work with both of those individuals for a number of years as well. And Judy's just, both of them are just.
They're both great,
Just
yes.
dynamic individuals. I think Judy had me to come over to be a judge at one of the Miss Teen pageants some years ago over at the First United Methodist Church. And I've been knowing them for years. So I think they're very, very fitting to receive this honor.
Yes.
And then you also have some senior award winners. Talk about that a little bit for us, Jenna.
Each high school nominates one senior from that recently graduated. So it's a very high honor, and that's why, you know, we honor them during the ceremony along with the Grand Marshals.
Oh, okay. Very good, very good. You know, when you're talking about honoring somebody, people a lot of times think they have to do something very outstanding, I guess, but sometimes it could be just those small things that make a significant impact in the community. Then after the Grand Marshals are recognized and your senior award winners are recognized, then the parade takes place and starts right after the ceremony. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Talk about the route that it will take.
The route, sorry, I have to refer to my notes.
That's okay.
We'll start at Boyd Park, and then we'll march down Church Street, then they'll turn a left onto Lafayette Square onto Vernon Street, and then turn left back onto Ridley Avenue, and then they will return to Boyd Park. So a very, very short parade. Yeah, it won't last long.
Splish splashing all the way.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Absolutely, especially if it's hot.
Right.
And then we also want to mention, because every year out at Pine Road Park, there's always a big celebration with the fireworks. Talk a little bit about that and tell how people can get involved with that.
Yes, there will be the annual fireworks show at Pine Road Park. Okay. The gates will open at noon. The band will begin at 4 o'clock, and then fireworks at dark. And it is $10 a vehicle.
$10 a vehicle. So you probably want to get there early, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, let me ask Kelly one last question. Do you think you will become chair next year and take on all those tasks that Jen is doing?
We'll see.
We'll see, right?
We shall see.
Well, great. I know she's just thrilled to have you as the co-chair and to help out with this wonderful event. And I know that the public will come out and support it. They've always come out in the past, and we know that the kids will truly enjoy it. So as we wrap up here, July the 4th, it will be on Monday.
Yes.
And just one more time, if you don't mind mentioning about the judging one more time, so to make sure to be there for that, because those prizes seem to be enticing.
Right. All participants need to be at Boyd Park at 9 a.m. and then the judging will begin promptly at 9:30.
Okay. All right. Well, ladies, I want to thank both of you all for coming on and sharing this information about the Sweet Land of Liberty Parade that will be held July the 4th, which will be on Monday. The marshals will be Judy and Jim Neighbors, and we look forward to seeing them there as well. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies, both. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We'll be back for more City Week in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Ed Browning. This is my wife, Sandy. We're gate attendants at Yellow Jacket Beach on West Point Lake. We have a great facility here. We have numerous tables and grills for you to spend a good day out here. And we have a great beach out there. It's a nice, wide, sandy beach. And also a pavilion where you can rent to have family reunions or weddings and so forth. We also have 2 boat ramps across the way. So come out, enjoy yourself. You'll have your family out here for great fun.
We're the main supplier of Kia. We have a lot of containers coming in and out all the time, and in those containers are packaging, which we had a lot of steel and a lot of cardboard. So what we had to do was figure out a way to recycle everything possible. We contacted the City of LaGrange. They came in with an engineer and they drew up a setup where it can make it easier for us to get this cardboard or steel out easy as possible. Next thing you know, it was installed. If you're looking for dependability, definitely. The City of LaGrange has gave us great service. Can't ask for anything better.
Welcome back to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Today I have on City Manager Tom Hall, who's going to talk to us about the recently 2011-2012 city budget. Tom, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Well, we talked a little bit about the budget that the Mayor and Council passed not long ago. Can you talk a little bit about some of the components of the budget and how it's changed?
Yeah, each year the city's required to present and pass a budget that's balanced. The city can't borrow money indefinitely like the federal government. We have to balance our budget, and we have accomplished that again this year with some healthy reserves for the city. So I'm pleased to report that the City of LaGrange is in sound financial condition. Okay. We were able to get the budget done for the 14th year in a row without imposing any local property taxes, which is unique in the state of Georgia. There's also no utility rate increases or fee increases necessary to balance the budget. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with the financial plan that the city is looking forward to in the coming year.
Okay. Now, 14 years, you've been here about 15, 16 years?
16 years now. 16
years, that's right. I remember coming in some years ago back in the police department, this kind of little sidebar here, and you came down and you were looking for me. I'm, oh my God, have I gotten in trouble? But to that, I was been able to ask to be moving up to City Hall.
Well, actually, you had come to see me at one point and just expressed some interest in doing some different things with your career, and I think you had recently gotten your master's degree.
That's correct.
You showed some initiative to me, so I wanted to say, well, let's see what this guy can do, and so here we sit.
Here we sit today, right? Well, I appreciate that, Tom. Now, we're talking about the budget, and I think this year the Mayor and Council passed a budget to the tune of about $104 million. I think the year before that was about $103 million thereabouts.
Actually, $103,900,000. So the actual increase in budgeted expenditures for the city was just about $200,000, or less than 0.2%. So that's very marginal. But some of those costs, you have to understand, are not necessarily at the discretion of the city, such as the cost of power or the cost of natural gas. We got to buy that stuff and resell it to customers. Well, those dollars are up about $4.5–5 million from the previous year. So if you accounted for that, actually our budget would be a good bit smaller in terms of the actual discretionary spending of the city. We have less employees, as we have the last 4 years. As the economy has changed, we've had to react to that just like all businesses have, and all organizations have. And so we continue to reduce employment at the city. We have not had to do so through layoffs or furloughs or some things some other organizations have done, but each time we lose somebody, we kind of reshuffle the deck and look to see what we can do and if there's ways to do things more efficiently. And the city's pretty lean right now, but that's okay. We're surviving and doing well and able to serve the needs of our citizens.
That's right. You know, you talked about how we run the city, and I know, Tom, you're a very outstanding business partner, a man. You talked about how when we lose someone due to retirement or whatever the case may be, we reshuffle the deck. And as we look around the state, we see other cities having to do layoffs or furloughs. Do you think that attributes to us being able to kind of keep our workforce stable by doing those
Well, we've have lost, compared to what we did 15 years ago, 16 years ago when I became city manager, those same services, we're actually down about 40 people.
Okay.
So each time, you know, it's not responding to a crisis, it's just the way we approach the work. That we never need to spend money, we don't need to spend. We're always looking for ways to become more efficient. And when you do that, when times are good, it makes the adjustments you have to make when times are bad not so drastic.
That's right.
So it's a process we take to running the city through good times, through bad times. We try to find a way to get the services delivered to our citizens for as little money as we can. And so, you know, we've had to make adjustments because of the recession, but not to the level some other organizations have, because we've taken steps during the good times to not spend money we didn't need to spend.
That's right, absolutely. And I'm sure our citizens should be appreciative of that. And we're going to talk a little in just a moment, tell me about some of those major generators, because you made a point a moment ago about no tax increase and things of that nature. And I think by us having these major revenue generators helps us to keep that tax at a zero mill. Talk about some of those major revenue generators.
Well, historically, and this is still the case, the sale of electricity and the sale of natural gas is where the city transfers most of the retained earnings into the general fund to pay our policemen and firemen and what have you, without having to impose taxes. But we're real careful about how we do that, because if we charge more for electricity than a citizen could get it somewhere else, it just becomes kind of a sideways way of taxing someone. So we're very careful to set our rates at a level that represents a value to the customer. So right now, compared, let's say, with the local EMC and with the Georgia Power Company, the city's electric rates, for example, are about 20% below what they would otherwise be able to buy power for anywhere else in Troup County. Same thing with natural gas compared to the large natural gas marketers in the state of Georgia. So the transactions represent a value to the customer, and yet we're able to make a little bit of money on it and able to transfer that to the general fund to pay for governmental services. So we're real careful about that. But we also have diversified the revenue stream from enterprises over the years. You know, we've added a methane gas utility. We generate methane gas at the city landfill and are able to sell that as an alternative to natural gas to Interface and Milliken, generate a little bit of money. We started several years ago now a thriving telecommunications business that serves several hundred customers in Troup County, and we're able to generate a little bit of money doing that. So it's both through growing the existing enterprises of the city, you know, primarily electricity and natural gas. We have been fortunate to secure new load with some of the new auto companies that have located in the area, as well as Kia itself as far as natural gas goes. And so we've grown those businesses, but we've also diversified and found new sources of revenue without having to reach into folks' pockets in the form of taxes and ask for them to pay for their governmental services in that fashion.
That's right, that's right. You said a lot of things, and it brings me to another question I'm going to ask in just a moment. You're talking about Kia and some of the suppliers there. And because of those revenue generators, we're able to roll, again, that millage back to zero, which equates to no taxes for city residents. but I do want the viewing audience to understand they still have that county portion, state portion, and the school
Right,
tax.
and sometimes folks get confused when the city says there's no city taxes.
Right.
It doesn't mean the folks in the city don't have to pay taxes. You know, I get my tax bill every year just like everyone else, and you know, what we're doing as city residents is we're paying to support the operations of the Troup County government as well as the Troup County school system.
That's right. Now, you mentioned a moment ago, Tom, about Kia and some of the other suppliers, and as city manager, I want to ask, how have you seen the employment in the region impact the city, what our financial outlook is like?
Well, the city, as we mentioned earlier, is doing just fine. You know, we've had to make adjustments, but we are financially stable and in good shape. The unemployment rate here in Troup County is still higher, certainly, than we'd like to see it. We have started a number of workforce development initiatives. One of the things that's happened, as you're aware, in your role as community development director with the city, is that the construction industry is still suffering substantially. And historically, that's employed a fair number of people here in LaGrange and Troup County, and those jobs just aren't here. You know, there's not a lot of building construction going on. You drive through the parking lot, say at Kia or any of the newer companies, you'll see license tags from all over the place. And folks are commuting, you know, hours to come to work. And one of the reasons I think that dynamic is what it is not that folks necessarily want to commute hours, but the real estate market, not just in LaGrange, but across the country, is still frozen. And so if folks can't sell their house, they're not buying a new house.
That's right.
And so it's, we've still got some overhang in the housing market that is going to have to work itself out. And it may take another, you know, couple years for that to happen. But there are jobs in Troup County. You know, the standards now, you know, what I understand the car companies and all are looking for is, you know, you got to have that high school diploma. So, you know, we're offering GED classes for those folks that maybe hadn't gotten that done in their lives yet. And you got to, you know, have a reasonably good criminal history, be healthy, and be able to pass a drug test and all those things. But there are opportunities out there for folks that need to find a job. The good news for us is that not only several of our local businesses, including the car, they're growing.
That's right.
Hiring people. You know, you hear stories from around the country, and we are very blessed to be in the situation that we're in. It's maybe not everything everybody wants at a given time, but the country has gone through a major upheaval financially, and it's going to take some time to work through it, but we here in Troup County have a lot to be thankful for in terms of the opportunities that we do have.
That's absolutely correct, Tom. You hit on a couple of points about the construction market side. I think we were talking the other day about the building permits, and I think we were right about 6, 8 for the year. Here we are almost in the 7th month of this year.
Yeah. And 4 years ago we did what, 300 or 400?
300 or 400, absolutely.
So that's substantial, and that's, you know, you talk to folks in the trades and what have you.
That's right.
It's hard for all those folks that, you know, used to support building 300 or 400 homes in a year, all of a sudden to have 5.
That's right.
That's scary stuff.
It is, absolutely. You know, I think we were talking the other day, we had one development, I think they pulled their sales trailer out, and that's never a good sign. And again, but we are very optimistic that the things are going to turn around, and, you know, I know that the mayor and council are very happy to have you and on board, you know, guiding the city through these, you know, kind of treacherous times.
They're not as happy to have me as I am to have them.
Absolutely, so it's a two-way street. Well, I'm going to tell you, I've watched you over the years, and I've learned a lot from you, Tom, and I see you work with numbers, and I tell you, sometimes I would come in and just be intimidated by when you hit that calculator, because I knew I was going to be a little short.
Well, it's, you know, it is a business. We are here, we're serving citizens, and so in that respect, it's not a business. It's actually, you know, serving people and serving citizens, but looking after the business end of the city and making sure that their dollars are being well spent and well allocated, and taking care of the 420 people or so that rely on, you know, the city for their livelihood. That's right. Is another part of it. So I take it all very seriously and enjoy the heck out of it, actually.
Well, I can tell. Let me ask you one last question as we get ready to close out. If the viewing audience, excuse me, would like to view the budget that was passed by the mayor and council, do they have an opportunity to come and view that budget?
Absolutely not. Just kidding. Okay. Yeah, the budget is posted at City Hall. It's pretty actually accessible in terms of understanding the way it works, and I'd be happy if any citizen has any questions, or be happy to sit down and go through the methodology of how we present the budget. You know, it's $104 million. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But we're very careful. We account for every dollar of it.
Absolutely.
You know, we start our budget assuming zero each year, and you know, we build from there. But the budget is very available to the public, as am I or other members of the staff, if anybody's got any questions.
Okay. Well, Tom, it's always a pleasure to sit down with you. I appreciate you coming on and sharing this information. And I know that the public hopefully will come in and kind of ask some questions so they better understand how their city government operates.
Very good.
So thank you very much, Tom.
Yes, sir.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We'll be back for more City Week in just a moment.
Signal. You two cut left to the flag. I'm gonna cover you from that tree over there. Remember, don't go for the flag unless you know the coast is clear, okay?
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent, because kids in foster care don't need perfection. They need you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you've enjoyed the show this week. My guests have been Jenna McClendon and Kelly Hawley as they talk to us about the Sweet Land of Liberty Parade that will be taking place on Monday, July the 4th. We want all the kids to come out and parents come out as well and take advantage of this parade, and also to celebrate the marshals, Judy and Jim Neighbors. We hope that you come out and participate. Also, I had on from City Hall, Tom Hall, City Manager, that talked to us about the 2011-2012 budget and talked about some of the changes that he's seen as he has been City Manager for the City of LaGrange. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you enjoyed the viewing this week. And as always, I want to invite you back for more of City Week.